Hi, I'm Aija, and I'm a director at Yodel Mobile. In today's session, we're going to be talking to Dave Allen from Conversant around app acquisition, ad fraud, and attribution as a whole. To kick things off, we're going to talk a little bit about social. Social channels like Facebook tend to dominate from an advertising spends point of view. In the wake of some of the issues with Facebook, how do you think brands' opinion to how they're spending on social channels like Facebook are changing?
Until advertisers feel confident in a viable alternative, something that is free of fraud, brand safe, and most crucially delivers on business objectives rather than flawed industry KPIs, a lot of money will continue to flow to the same big names. So I think the ball's very much in the court of the advertisers to scrutinise the industry and examine what those alternatives are, because they do exist.
So do you believe the way big players such as Facebook and the way in which they attribute is fair within the marketplace?
I think you can open that up and ask, is attribution fair? To determine that the last thing someone does before they go on to buy something is the only thing responsible for driving that conversion kind of discredits all of the marketing and branding that you've been doing up until that point. If you're paying out on a last click model, I think you've got to ask, did that click actually cause the sale, or is it just another event in the path that's been correlated?
Attribution and discrepancy issues really sit at the heart of many marketers' issues. Where do you see the future of attribution at the moment?
I think naturally a lot of marketers have lost faith in attribution. I think for true cold acquisition, attribution is necessary. So a lot of marketers will keep faith with it. That said, there are a number who are exploring other methodologies which enable them to see what the true incremental impact is of their investment. So I think it comes back to the priorities of the advertisers. Do you want to optimize your media spends towards generating something new, or do you want to optimize them towards claiming responsibility for something you're already getting?
Attribution gaming is a problem within the marketplace. How would you define what attribution gaming is, and what can we do to try and limit our exposure to it?
And gaming essentially is playing by the rules of attribution in order to claim responsibility for something rather than actually driving something. So for example, if I were able to generate really low-cost ads in front of all of your customers, when they eventually buy something, I can claim that I've driven it, even though I haven't. To mitigate risk, a lot of marketers will insist on there being a click between an impression and a conversion. That does not solve for the problem. At the cleanest end of the scale, it encourages spamming, which essentially is the same principle. If I can get enough impressions out there, eventually when someone clicks, I can claim that I've driven it. It encourages annoying, intrusive formats that generate accidental clicks, and they still get attributed conversions. Then at the other end of the scale, it's just straight up fraud. There are an enormous amount of clicks that aren't real, but are getting attributed. So in summary there, post-click attribution doesn't drive value. It limits your scale. It creates really bad customer experiences, which is detrimental to your brand, and it incentivizes fraud.
With ad fraud being so prominent in the marketplace, what do you think brands can do to really safeguard their spending?
Well, according to an eMarketer article, about 75% of post-click installs are the result of click fraud. So, we're talking about really big numbers. My advice would be, don't buy on a CPI. There are a number of new CPI brokers popping up in the market all the time, and I would have to ask, how are you actually generating that low CPI? Are you offering tokens for a game and that person will delete my app tomorrow, or are fake clicks being fired off and claiming my organic installs? If you want to generate value, start off by working with a business that is credible. They've been around for a few years, they truly have data and scale and integrity. And then go back to basics in terms of looking at how many people do I actually want to be in front of, and who are they? What are the attributes that determine that those people are the right people for my app in the first place? And then work out what your true CPI should actually be before you optimize.
So many brands are questioning the incrementality of their advertising spend. Do you think there is a simple way to test for incrementality without doing something drastic like turning everything off and trying to monitor uplift?
We don't want people to turn off all their advertising spend. The most accurate way to measure is through test and control methodology. That said, it needs to be robust and accurate, and it needs to be measured over a sustained period of time. So by creating a persistent holdout group of people who aren't exposed to advertising, that's your baseline. This is what I would have got from my existing marketing mix and brand equity. And then through the people who see your advertising, that's your lift. And it's that small percentage difference that represents the incremental impact of your spend. And it's through that you're then able to accurately see, for every pound, dollar, euro that you're investing, what you're actually getting back in terms of incremental return on that.
I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please check out some of our other videos online in the series. Thanks again to Dave for joining us, and please like, subscribe and thumbs up the video. Cheers.